So we are having to jump into doing some cabin work in order to continue on with the deck framing on the 38-foot commuter. Our stub beams are all put in for the back deck, and those are all faired out and cut. Our forward deck is all built, installed, and faired. Now we got to connect them, and we got to go through the middle. So what we need to do is we need to build some more stub beams that are going to go on the frame heads at each one of these frame locations along the cabin sides. At different locations in the boat, we've figured out what the widths of all these need to be. Those are all cut long. What we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces, here's number 7, and that's going to be in the number 7 location. And that's going to be an indication of how wide the deck needs to be at that spot. So once we use our measuring sticks to define where those pieces get cut off, we're going to have a piece called a carlin that's going to go and it's going to screw on to the end of all of those beams, and that's going to define the shape of the deck all the way up to the forward deck. Here's one of the old ones. We cut it off from the existing cabin. You can see the ends of some of those beams that were still on there, and this is the top of the coverboard that would be sitting down to form the deck in that location. So we had to jump in and pull the interior of the cabin out on both sides, and you can see those are the window crank mechanisms. Those are kind of a challenge to get out, but all that stuff had to come out in order to access these screws that go into what was the existing carlin, and of course getting that out of the way for us to install the new one and finish building out the deck. Now this piece is going to get replaced, but when it does get replaced, we need to fasten it to something, and it's going to fasten into the new carlin. So we kind of had to start doing some disassembly of interior stuff and try to be as uninvasive as possible on the cabin at the moment until we're ready. And we actually have something to fasten it back to. So, like I say, just another example of restoration steps, seemingly out of order, but all trying to get to a single point.